I'm Peter Davis, a mixed martial artist, and I know what it takes to dominate in a fight. Yet when it comes to my kids, I prefer to let them roll with the punches. But across Asia, there is a multi-billion-dollar industry that promises to make our kids smarter.
I saw this triangle.
Stronger.
Take out the fear from you, Mia.
And more successful.
Are you sure that you know what you're doing? Don't drive too fast.
Ready, jump!
They're like this tall, and they're pretty good.
And that starts even before they turn 3.
Have I missed out on the opportunity of a lifetime to make my kids super? You've got to focus, I told you before.
Don't give me that look.
In this episode, we've looked at how we can make babies the smartest, the most advanced. But is that really enough for them to succeed in life? I head to China, the most competitive country in the world, to find out what more your child needs to beat the rest.
现在我们这个时代是一种合作共赢的时代嘛。
那你愿意跟他交好朋友吗？不好。
Do all toddlers have it in them to become future CEOs and superstars if you train them early enough?
其实每一个孩子生出来都不是一张白纸。
Or is it already predetermined by their genes?
DNA affects the amount of hormones we produce that affects our behavior. Well, that seems logical.
How to raise a super prepared baby.
Baba.
What's your name?
Sage.
Sage. I'm Peter. Nice to meet you.
These are the smartest 3-year-old students at Brainy Child Montessori, a premium preschool located along Orchard Road in Singapore.
Not bad for a 3-year-old.
They might be top of their class now, but I wonder if that means that their future is secured. Do children who do well in preschool naturally achieve success in adulthood? To find out, I put these 3-year-old students to the test.
Let's sit down here, and then I'm going to get you some toys, okay?
With me is Dr. Stella Stotsty, a researcher from Singapore's Neurodevelopment Research Centre. They study how development in childhood is linked to success later in life. She and her team have devised 3 tasks. Those tasks reveal how well toddlers can handle future challenges.
Look what I've got here.
I like Play-Doh.
Yes. Okay, so I've got the phone and I've got the Play-Doh. So which toy would you like to play with?
Phone.
First up is 3-year-old Ellington.
So what's happening here? What is this?
So we have asked this child to pick between 2 toys, either an iPhone or playing dough. And what happens is that then we lock the toy in this transparent box so the kid can actually see it.
Open the lock and then get the phone and you can play with it, okay?
And we hand keys to the child.
I'm going to go out and get ready for our next game, okay? Okay, I'll see you soon.
With the keys to the box, Ellington should be able to get the coveted smartphone. Easy, right?
Look at this wrong key. Wrong key, right?
Do the keys fit into the lock? Or?
They fit, but they cannot turn.
Oh.
It might seem like a test of smarts at first, but the researcher's true intention is to test the toddler's ability to manage frustration.
This girl's got no facial expression at all. She's really... Oh, she's scratching her forehead, her neck. Now she's rubbing her sweater. She's got so many physical tells here. She'd be terrible at poker.
A lot of bodily signs of anxiety.
Wow. Facially, she looked like she wants to
Yeah,
give up.
but if you pay close attention, this kid is not actively trying to open. I think out of the children we have here is the most persistent in the sense that she's looking at the kids, she's comparing them, trying to find a bit what to do. So
she's trying again.
So now she went back to it. So usually for that it's a reattempt to open the box. We would give a higher score for persistence.
The researchers believe that toddlers who can manage their frustration more constructively will do better in life.
Look, I have something else.
What is it?
I have a pet lizard. You want to see my pet lizard?
Yeah.
The second task, a toy lizard.
You want to pet it? Go ahead, it's a nice lizard. Oh, oh. Oh no, he jumped at you.
This is a test of how well they can handle a fearful situation.
You don't want to pet him? Just try.
This first child doesn't seem to be very eager to touch the lizard. It's a bit excitement averse because, you know, having the opportunity to touch an animal
could be exciting.
It could be something exciting.
I see.
Go ahead and pet it. It's a nice lizard. It won't bite. Oh, he moved. You want to pet him again? Oh, he jumped at you.
This kid, on the other hand, is probably the person, like, if I can make some sort of prediction for the future, is the kind of kid who is not afraid. She'll go for it. She's touching the lizard, doesn't care if it jumps, doesn't jump.
She'll handle it.
Yeah, she will handle it, and
now she's playing with the actual mechanism.
Yes, and if we combine her reaction to this with her reaction to the box, is probably a kid that is quite persistent, and she will try to get the excitement from the stimuli in the environment. Yeah.
Right, right.
There you go.
The third task, popping bubbles.
Super, one more time.
He's McGregor hammer fisting things.
Yeah.
He's also very happy.
And you can also see it on the face.
This is a test of joy.
So, why do you need to measure joy? Isn't it just innate?
We are actually interested in this concept of how kids regulate their emotions. So even joy or extreme excitement within certain settings needs to be at times regulated.
Pop your elbows. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop as fast as you can.
She looks a bit more reserved, like she's not sure if it's a very exciting thing for her. She's trying to figure it out.
Just leaving the elbow out. How you're able to express your emotions help you get a better job in the future.
Think of this kid who goes to school, they studied very hard and they took a test which they failed. They probably feel angry, frustrated. Some kids will go back home, throw the books away and never go back to studying again, whereas other kids will probably go back and study even harder to achieve their goal of passing the test. So this kind of individual differences is what we are trying to get to with these kinds of experiments, and ultimately be able to find out how these individual differences among children will make some children better or worse in school performance and socio-emotional development.
So why should we worry about how a 3-year-old should manage their emotions? Can't we just wait until people are adults and they'll have sorted it all out by themselves?
Some of the things you learn very early in life, it's quite possible that what you've learned as a reaction style when you are a 3-year-old or throughout childhood from the first year of life till later on will be following you throughout adulthood.
I see.
In China, where 18.5 million babies are born a year. Just brains or talent alone won't make you stand out. To get to the top of society, parents want to make sure their children have a winner's personality as well.
Golf is expensive and exclusive, and here in China, it's the preferred place for big shots to socialize and cut their money-making deals. I feel the urge to tidy up and watch my manners. Are these the right shoes for golf?
Rowdy kids are not usually allowed on the green. But in China, junior golfers under the age of 10 are one of the fastest growing groups. With golf's reputation for prestige and China's dream to elevate social standing, golf has even become compulsory in many state primary schools. Would a 3-year-old be able to pick up golf? Zerling and her friends might have just turned 3. And they can barely stand upright, but they are learning to play golf from a professional coach at $150 a month.
2018年开始，我已经不教成人了，都教青少年这一块，在3到5周岁，他们更多的是需要教练员更多的爱心跟更多的耐性，所以我们有很多的体能游戏，吸引孩子的注意力。好 ，OK。我们高体式实验训练基地今年打算跟周边的一些幼儿园合作，所以呢，3岁的这个年龄阶段的孩子，我们也会接触的越来越多。
You got to put in work, hours and hours of work, hours on the driving range every week.
Oh, fire!
You've got to focus. I told you before. Focused. You have a lot of base oil and house oil and a lot of just general anguish in your face. I give up.
While this peaceful golf course used to be a private haven just for the rich businessman, in just a few months' time, it could be overrun with rogue toddlers. Zerling's mother, Li Wenqing, owns and runs this golf course, and she plans to extend her toddler golf program to all the preschools in the district.
Why do educators and parents feel that golf is so important for a child's future?
高尔夫它是一项贵族的运动，领袖的运动，一个可以去培养孩子的一个领导力的运动。它是一个非常的讲究礼仪，非常讲究策略，而且呢是非常讲究自我管理，以及呢就是说讲究社交能力的这个提升的这样的一个运动的特质。
Isn't 3 years old a little bit young to learn things like leadership skills and decision making?
孩子们其实是在更早的时候就已经在接受这方面的教育了。那你比如说像我们所说的这个从6个月到3岁的这个早期教育，就已经有这个我们说一个是叫做自我管理的这样的一个教育。那么第二个呢，就是说一个社会交往的一个能力，人与人之间的人际关系的能力，它已经有涉及到。
眼睛看着球。
1, 2. OK, stop. Stop. Hey, OK, 1, 2. Hey, go. 漂亮 ，good shot.
When you're bigger, when you're older, would you like to be a professional? Yes, when you're big, would you like to be a professional golfer?
不会长大的我就会也很矮呢，就会变成小比例，就会有什么东西，又会喝牛奶，又会玩啊，滑板车呀，怎么会呀？什么？
Well, at least Zerling's got the charisma of a future leader settled. But could a more targeted class, promising to groom future CEOs, deliver as promised?
Baba? Baba?
Guangzhou, one of China's richest cities. 20 of the world's wealthiest billionaires live here. China's top earners like business magnate Jack Ma and property mogul Hui Kai-yun all claim they got where they are today with the help of high EQ. To become a future elite in Guangzhou, parents now want their toddlers not only to be book smart, but also learn EQ. While I never worried about people skills until I was an adult in the workplace, a 2014 report found that 78.2% of Chinese parents now believe that EQ is more important than IQ for their child's future career. And like all things, the best time to develop a child's EQ is as early as possible. These toddlers are aged 1. And what happens when we make them share this one sweet treat? We are not born with the ability to moderate social behavior. These 1-year-olds literally don't have that part of the brain that allows them to read each other's emotions and choose the right social response. So one winner takes it all, leaving the rest wailing in his wake. Thankfully, we don't stay this way for long. What happens if we do the same experiment with 3-year-olds? Within a minute, they figured out how to share. By the age of 3, the frontal part of the brain, called the prefrontal cortex, begins to fall. This allows them to read the situation, control their impulses, and choose to cooperate. How the prefrontal cortex develops in these formative years will determine our social behavior in years to come. Gao Xiaoyan is an early childhood education expert with a huge fan following amongst young Chinese mums.
当孩子出生的时候，其实他在发展过程中更多的是通过跟周围人的互动来发展起来的。比如说父母，然后主要带他的爷爷奶奶等等。因为中国的父母大多数我们也不具备这样的一个能力，自己的情绪管理是一个很大的问题。特别很多内向的家长，他本身在社交方面就有很多的挑战。我见过很多这样的孩子，就是在2岁左右的时候，他不管是在情绪还是在社交方面，他有很多不好的习惯。
This enrichment center in Guangzhou, Leader EDU, claims to have designed a course that can shape any 3-year-old into a charming CEO of the future.
This building is very, very large. It's very futuristic with over 30 different classrooms filled with activities. Kids start learning at the age of 3, recommended, but parents still choose to bring their children in at 2.5 years old to experience what it's like to be a mini CEO.
Students attend weekly 1-hour classes starting from 3 years old and graduating at 6 years old. This is one of the Stage 1 classes in the curriculum. It's designed for 3 to 4-year-olds, and in this class, they learn the basics of manners and social etiquette, both fundamental to developing good EQ.
这里是谁？我今年4岁。
啊，谢谢。一个小朋友在玩玩具的时候，如果他是拿着玩具这样子，哎呀，这个小朋友你觉得他的行为怎么样？
羞羞脸。
羞羞脸。
对呀，会生气。
哦，会生气。好，李子熙，如果是你的话，你会怎么做呀？
玩玩具。
According to the school, reinforcing good etiquette at an impressionable age will make it a lifelong habit. The school's goal is to groom a new generation of Chinese kids who will impress others with good EQ skills. And only with good EQ skills can they become future CEOs.
好，艾美，你说，如果你看到了子熙小朋友再怎么样啊，收拾玩具，你怎么跟他说呀？你刚刚看到他做的怎么样？做得好吗？
做得好。
那你愿意跟他交好朋友吗？
不好。
为什么不好呀？
这个
但是我们子熙小朋友刚刚很认真的帮我们把那个玩具收拾起来了。那你也可以跟我们的子熙说什么呀？我们一起当好朋友吧。
我们一起当好朋友。
啊，谢谢。好，那谢谢你们。好，可以了，美美，等一会儿黄老师。
So, is it working? I'm about to become the teacher's guinea pig. To test if their students can make a friendly first impression on a stranger like me.
好，来，OK， 要不我先请我们的 Peter 哥哥先跟大家打招呼，好不好？好 ，OK。
你好，我是 Peter。
你哪个小朋友来先跟 Peter 哥哥自我介绍？好，我们第一次见到 Peter 哥哥，那我们怎么跟 Peter 哥哥打招呼呢？说，怎么跟 Peter 哥哥说呀？
Li Zizi has always been one of the weaker students, ever since she started less than 6 months ago at 2.5 years old.
好，预备，开始。我叫李希，今年几岁了？
Why were you drawn here in the first place?
那时候呢，我因为子熙的那个专注力问题还有社交问题呢，感到有一些困扰。
他会跟小朋友玩2下，或者说1分钟不够，然后他就跑开了，他就不管人家，就是很没有礼貌的。那这种感觉的话，其实是对于他未来去交不同的朋友，或者说跟不同的人去交流，都是会有一些障碍。那我觉得这种社交的技巧上面，都需要一些科学的方法去引导的。
来，谁先来？好，艾美。你好。跟 Peter 哥哥握握手。
Zizi is still not doing as well as her more extroverted peers. But watching her classmates do it right seems to have an effect on her.
好朋友。
She decides to try again.
我们再来试一遍好不好？好，开始。
你好吗？
你好 ，Peter 哥哥。我叫李子熙。今年几岁了？
就知道了。
说很高兴认识你。那你跟 Peter 哥哥抱一下好不好？那握握手，好朋友啊！哇，我们 Peter 哥哥可喜欢跟我们交朋友了啊！好。
Has she learnt any social skills from being at these classes?
以前他会见到我们这些叔叔阿姨，他不会主动去叫。然后他现在会主动的去跟我们交流，甚至是说跟我们说吃饭没有啊？最近你工作忙不忙啊？这些就是比较贴心的话语。
3到6岁的孩子，他非常重视他在小团体中的这种地位和他的人际关系，所以基于他这样的一个重视，所以他也愿意说，哎，我如果表现好的话，如果我做得好的话，我就会有好朋友。所以在这个阶段是非常好的一个启蒙的阶段。
Over 1,000 parents fork out nearly $8,000 a year to be part of this school. And Leader EDU plan to expand to 100 new districts by the end of 2018.
Hello, Mr. Wei, ni hao.
Hello, Peter.
Wei Yong-un is the CEO of Leader EDU. His group has been offering CEO classes since 1999, when they foresaw the need to expand early education beyond academic skills.
Why are you interested in cultivating future leaders, future CEOs in the first place?
在以前读书的过程中，一直会存在说，哎，是不是读书好就 OK？但实际上呢，我们现在除了读书以外，还有很多 我们需要拥有的一些能力。
可不可以？
不可以。因为现在我们这个时代是一种合作共赢的时代嘛，所以现在对于我们未来的 CEO 来说，未来的孩子来说，合作、协作，还有我们各方面的一些竞争、影响力都是非常重要的。
这个故事告诉我们什么呀？
做力量的。
啊，也告诉我们团结就是力量，对不对？啊。
Why must I start at age 3?
我们经常说嘛，3岁看大，7岁看老，这是一个古语了。其实3到6岁这个关键期，如果我们为孩子打下学习兴趣、性格、能力各方面的一些坚定的基础之后，对于孩子后来的发展是起到很大的作用。
Toddlers are at an age where every single thing they do is a learning opportunity. What if they use that time to get an actual head start in their future career?
Baba. Baba.
Here in Shenzhen, China,
Driver, to Guangzhou, please.
look at the car. This is the last place you'd expect to find this many toddlers. But each parent has paid about $60 for their child to get up close and personal with a luxury car.
那下面我们找找看，它的轮子呢？它有多少个轮子呀
？At this luxury car showroom, children below the age of 6 learn the different parts of the car, how to care for a car, and even how to drive a car.
Have you driven before? You have?
For 3-year-old Hu Changhua, it's also a way for his parents to tell if he would develop an interest to work with cars in the future.
What are you personally hoping that your child will learn from this experience?
主要是想让孩子都体验到不同行业，然后让孩子能够从中发掘到自己的兴趣爱好。
What other classes has your child tried out?
其实从他很小的时候就已经开始在报，比如说有情商教育、游泳、有陶艺的、扎染的，还有做披萨呀、咖啡奶茶呀、小牙医呀、体能训练、农庄生活，还有一些消防员啊、银行的职员呢，还有一些小采购员呀，很多的，不同类型的课程我都会让他去体验，因为只有这样子，他可能会从中发现到他自己最喜欢的，让他多尝试，开阔眼界。
你们摸摸看它的轮子是什么感觉的？
These classes are organized by a global early education group, Gymboree. They're known in China to be one of the few early education brands that look at life skills instead of classroom skills. One of their top sellers is their range of classes that promises to let your child have a taste of different careers. Since Gymboree entered China's market in 2003, it has ballooned to over 300 locations. It seems like an expensive exercise to try out everything, just to find out what a capricious 3-year-old would take to.
Hi, 你好，你好。
你好 ，nice to meet you.
哦，你好，请。哦，在吃饭。
But the Hu family, who started sending their son to these classes since he was a year old, is hardly an anomaly.
好棒，宝贝，真棒。
While their older son, now 15, took the more traditional route of focusing on academics, they have a very different plan for their little one.
哥哥现在已经进入高中了，他可能抓学习会比较多一点。然后弟弟呢，现在还小，然后我就会注重他的综合素质的一个培养，不管是从人格啊、情商啊，然后生命教育啊，各方面的培养。
If you don't mind, would you be able to let me know about your family income and how much of that you spend on your 宝贝？
我们可能1年30-40万吧，收入这样子。 然后小孩子可能有，光他就7、8万，就是报这些班呢，每年的花费可能都要7、8万。
Do you think that that's a lot of money to be spending, as he is very young?
如果你错过这个敏感期，在后期你花多少钱，可能花10倍、20倍的钱都达不到现在的效果。
In 3 years' time, their 15-year-old son will be facing the infamous Chinese university entrance exam. It is notorious for being extremely competitive. Less than 0.5% of all exam takers will make it to one of the top 5 Chinese universities. The Hu parents are hoping their younger son can find an easier path to success. There is an alternative and lucrative career option that's caught the attention of parents: modelling. Ever since the boom in e-commerce in 2014, there is a huge demand for child models to sell products online. Parents hoping to break their children into the industry turn to a modelling agency like this. They offer a crash course to prepare toddlers as young as 3.
This is serious business. Every child here has undergone a screening process before they can even step into their first class.
我们这边最小的年龄是2岁8个月。我们一般的建议小朋友就是3岁左右来学习是比较好的。对于他从小来锻炼这个形体礼仪，那从小做到训练是非常有必要的。
正着你的脚，头看前面，眼睛看前面。
But behind all that glamour, there is a lot of hard work.
后脚跟靠墙。
Children from the age of 3 attend 1-hour classes twice a week on top of regular preschool, and they have to commit for a whole year.
不要歪头，看前面，不可以哭啊，好，乖一点，不要动，眼睛看前面。西婶非常棒啊，给你点个赞。OK。
Look at this kid. He's a professional. So focused. No expression. Nothing. Season Deng is just 3 years old and has completed 4 months of training without losing interest.
冷吗？
I've been to a few modelling classes, but I learned most of the tricks of the trade from walking the runways. But this kid here, he's challenging me to a walk-off. And to be honest with you, it's going to be a piece of cake.
I want to see if Season is ready to command the catwalk and keep a professional air throughout. As a fellow model, I have to say that this little boy is almost as good as I am, and is definitely way ahead of his peers. I want to find out what Season's mother intends to do with her son's talent.
每次表演之前，他都会提前问我，他需要穿的是什么服装，他需要哪个动作，他会在家跟我一起学习。每一次表演完之后，他都会再看一下自己的视频。 从视频里面，他觉得哪一方面不好，他下次就会在这一方面里改进。
Has your son done any TV commercials or advertisement campaigns?
暂时我们是没有的，我们是9月份就开始上学，那么他去了学校2个月左右的时间，他就不愿意再去那个环境，他最喜欢的是来这里上这个模特课。
There are over 300 modelling agencies that accept children across China, and many of them do offer modelling classes to recruit talent. I make my way to South Korea, another country where the academic path to success is losing its shine fast. What if toddlers can gain a foothold in the most prestigious industry in South Korea? K-pop.
점프, 점프.
Baba. Baba.
I make my way to South Korea, another country where the academic path to success is losing its shine fast. 2 out of 3 Korean youths might be degree holders, but in 2017, the unemployment rate amongst youths aged 15 to 29 hit a record high. 1 out of 10 are jobless. What if toddlers can gain a foothold in the most prestigious industry in South Korea? K-pop. From 2010 to 2015, the average annual income for K-pop singers rose more than 70%, and it's still going up. But here's the catch. K-pop hopefuls need to get good at dancing and singing by age 10 to 12. Because that's the prime age to start auditioning at big entertainment companies.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, sorry. Peter, nice to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
What are we doing here today?
오늘 그래서 특별하게 한국의 제일 어린 저희 기대주들을 3명 데리고 왔는데요. 같이 한번 해보시겠어요?
Okay.
친구들, 일로 오세요.
Oh, hello.
No wonder K-pop dance schools often accept really young students. This is Shine Dance School. These girls, the youngest at age 3, come here once a week for their K-pop training with instructor Lee Jae-won.
점프, 점프. 바운스. 오, 굿, 백. 잘했어요. 박수.
I think they're above my ability by far. They've had a couple of classes on me though. I think, maybe. No newcomers today. You've been here a few times, right? Exactly, they've been here a few times.
5, 6, jump. 1, 2, 3, 4.
These kids are really young, so won't they lose their drive, their passion, their focus and concentration?
사실 아이라고 해서 아이에 맞게 수업을 하고 있지는 않습니다. K-pop 스타를 꿈꾸기 때문에 정말 아이라고 저희는 봐주는 거 없이 정말 체계적으로 교육하기 때문에 거기서 포기하는 친구들은 그런 부분에서 모두가 재밌게 수업을 받는다고 할 수는 없는 것 같습니다.
점프, 점프.
Many Korean girls start dreaming of becoming a K-pop star only by their pre-teens.
바운스.
So it is rare to see toddlers start training under the age of 5. Cha Eun-so is just 3.
와, 잘했어요. 너무 잘했어.
I speak with her mother to find out why she's so sure that K-pop is her daughter's dream career.
What do you hope your daughter will gain by coming to these classes?
저희 주변의 아이 엄마들이 저한테 그런 말을 했어요. 아이를 키우면서 제일 힘든 게 아이의 재능을 찾아주는 거라고. 근데 저희 은서는 사람들이 많은 곳에서 춤추는 걸 좋아하고 그걸 굉장히 즐겨해요. 근데 이런 아이의 재능을 이렇게 눈에 재능이 보이는데 이 재능을 키워주지 않는 건 엄마 아빠의 잘못이다 이런 말을 제가 좀 들은 적이 있어요. 그래가지고 이렇게만 계속 자라준다면 K-pop 스타가 될 수도 있을 거다라고 저는 생각해요.
But not all talents are immediately apparent. What if a simple saliva swab can reveal the best career your toddler can start working towards? Karma Genes, a startup from Switzerland, claims that they can tell you a person's personality without the need to fill out a questionnaire. It's already written down in a person's DNA. It finds out your personality type and then recommends you a career choice that works best for your personality. Here it says that Steve Jobs already knew at 14 months old what his daughter's personality was going to be like. You have to swab the inside of your cheek and send the saliva sample to Karma Genes. They can then extract and read your DNA sequence from the sample. So here it says that DNA affects the amount of hormones we produce that affects our behavior. Well, that seems logical. Your DNA sequence is a long string of building blocks called nucleotides, and a group of nucleotides makes up one gene. Certain genes have been found by scientists to link to certain personality traits. By reading those genes, Karma Genes promises that they can tell you a lot about yourself. So openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism are all in our DNA. Well, that's crazy to think you just get all of that from a little bit of saliva. Once you find out your personality profile from Karma Genes, you can then be matched to your perfect career that will work best for your personality type. This seems pretty convincing. But before I pay up and order a DNA testing kit, I decide to seek out a gene expert to be sure. I'm meeting Dr. Richard Epstein from National University Singapore for his opinion. He has isolated and studied various genes linked to social behavior.
So how much of a person's character is determined by their genes? Likeability, charisma, for example?
About half due to your genes. There's almost nothing you could tell me about a person that isn't probably some contribution of genes. Whether you like to go on a roller coaster or not is half due to your genes. What it means is you've probably got a gene for novelty seeking or adventure seeking or thrill seeking.
How are you able to modify the genes? Is that a possible thing? I mean, through parenting, you know.
You can't modify the genes that you're born with. Charisma and a lot of other character traits that people have are in fact, again, half due to the genes.
So on average, most of us already have 50% of our personalities determined in the womb. So does that mean we have the option to embark on the best career path possible based on our personalities, straight from birth?
One of these genes that we've worked on is this oxytocin receptor gene, this one here, RS53576. I've shown that particular little change in DNA is associated with things like social skills and bonding behavior. But if I just test that gene, how much will I know about you? Almost nothing, because it explains less than 1% of why you are what you are.
Each gene only contributes a tiny raindrop to the ocean that makes up you. And as of yet, researchers all over the world have not identified enough genes to make a fair prediction.
What if science does actually catch up and through gene studies we can actually find out a person's personality and what they're going to be good at?
My opinion is that a keenly observing parent and the first teachers that the child runs into in school are going to be as good as the science can ever be. There's a famous experiment called the marshmallow test. Give the kid a marshmallow on a plate and tell him, don't eat the marshmallow, I'm going to leave the room in 5 or 10 minutes. Some children hide their eyes, they don't look at the marshmallow, they don't want to be tempted. One kid who I decided was going to be a great politician, he picked the marshmallow up, took out a piece from the bottom, ate it, and put the marshmallow back on the plate. It turns out that this simple marshmallow test told us was that those children who have patience and can delay enjoyment now and study hard for success later, those kids are going to actually do well in life. And that's already at 4 or 5 years old to some extent predictable. You didn't need genes.
According to Karma Genes' website, instead of claiming to give a definitive profile, they're offering to measure your personality traits on a scale in comparison to the general population. And that should be useful enough information to know yourself better.
Well, that kid's certainly the adventurous type. And that guy with the watermelon, football superstar.
This is just an ordinary Sunday out in the park. But as Dr. Richard Epstein mentioned to me earlier, even an occasion like this is a chance for parents to interact and pay close attention to their little ones.
So every kid already shows their unique personality when they're very young. All parents like myself can do is stay observant and give them opportunities when possible. Maybe even send them to an enrichment class or two.